right, so for the last 5-ish years, my business has been asking for one thing from me, and my life has been asking for something completely different. And I know so feel me on this and are going through something similar. So I wanted to share my experience and a few things that have worked for me in case they help you on your journey, because we're all in this together, right? So last 5 years, to paint a really TLDR picture, I've had 3 babies, I have moved 3 times, I have bought and sold an investment property, and I have started and sunsetted about 3 to 5 businesses. For a while, it was working because I was just doing what I knew how to do. I was controlling, I was strategizing. I was just showing up and bulldozing through the day to achieve the things I wanted to. That always worked for me. And it worked until it didn't. And that was around the time I had my 3rd baby, born 17 months after my 2nd. And she came, everything shifted. Nothing was working how it once worked. I was not producing the results that I wanted to produce in my business. And when I showed up, did the things, the actions that used to achieve the results in my business, it affected things on the home front and vice versa. And so I was in limbo for probably a year and a half, truthfully, where I really didn't know how to operate and show up day in, day out in my business, because what it needed of me to build the things that I had set out to build, I was not showing up in the way that I needed to build those things because I was reallocating so much of my top resources, my time and my energy to my home life, to my children. And I wouldn't change that for anything. But finally, after not achieving or producing the results I wanted and pushing that boulder uphill for quite some time, realized I needed to completely pause and do things a different way. And to preface everything I'm about to share that worked for me, I am of the belief, I believe it with every ounce of me, we can create whatever the we want in our lives. We can become what we want to become. We can build the life we want. Sometimes it takes time and more time than we anticipate. But it requires we do not get stuck in the past or victim mindset. And that's way easier said than done, as we all know. So for me, once I couldn't avoid the fact that things weren't being built how I wanted them to be built in my business, decided to go deep and look at all these things that I had set out to achieve. Do I still want them? Do I want to be a public speaker right now in this season with 3 young kids at home when it would require me to travel quite a bit? The answer is no. Do I want to build businesses that require you to fundraise to build the thing? Consumer tech businesses in a time where consumer behaviors are shifting rapidly and technology is shifting rapidly and the macroeconomic climate is what it is. No, I actually want to build businesses that have a proven product market fit that are profitable and cash flow producing. All small nuances that completely change the roadmap to where you're going to go because the vision is slightly different. And you can't get where you want to go if you don't know the vision. It's that simple. You don't need to know with specificity, but you need to know how you want to feel when you get there. And you need to know generally the direction you're going in. So I was required to look at the map and be really honest about, are these things actually what I want, and are they going to get me where I want to go, and where do I want to go? Is it the same as it was yesterday or last year? The answer was not a hard no, but it was slightly different than 2. What are my values in this season? Not the values of Dana yesterday again, but Dana's values today, especially with 3 young kids. You've learned a lot about motherhood. How I thought I wanted to show up as a mother before being a mother is so different than it is now that I am a mother. So I had to rewrite those. The ambition is still there, the fire is still there, but the intentions behind the ambition have shifted. So let's figure out what those intentions are, which gets me to point 2. We are living in the noisiest time it has maybe ever been to be a human. There is so many things being thrown in our face, people vying for our attention. But the truth is we cannot hear our intentions, our truth, our intuition, our number one superpower as humans, our intuition, unless we get quiet. So I did that, and that's uncomfortable, but you gotta do the things that you need to do to be able to hear yourself. Meditate, go in nature, go on a trip, whatever it is, go in the kitchen and cook by yourself. You got to silence the noise to hear your intuition, your superpower as a human, and figure out those intentions behind the ambition of today. And lastly, I kept showing up. Action is the antidote to lack of clarity. You need to just keep putting one foot in front of another to figure out what is going to work for you in this new season and what is not going to work. What lights you up, what doesn't light you up. And the last thing is I leaned into all of these different energy modalities, these self-help reflection tools, be it astrology, be it human design, be it my gene keys, be it pulling tarot cards every day. Part science, part magic. And above all else, I made my top 2 KPIs, progress and presence. I didn't get hard on myself if I didn't or if I didn't make $1 billion today. Was there progress getting me closer to my goals that I made today? And how present was I today with my kids, with my work? Was I present? Were my feet on the ground with the thing I was doing in that moment? And the second I started leaning on those 2 things being my top KPIs is really when things started to shift in a massive way. Do you? We are living at a time where all that matters is that you honor your design and you follow it and live life on your terms. And I do believe that you can create whatever you want, but you need to know what that is.